Hello, lovely people. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for visiting today. Today I am doing a little experiment on a small wooden panel, and I just sewed the panel ahead of time. And I'm playing around with texture and how that interacts with acrylic pours or fluid acrylics. So this was a lot of fun. It was nice and calming. I had a bunch of stencils of various patterns, and I used a it's called molding paste or modeling paste, and it's just basically a suspension of marble dust in a polymer. And so you can get it in various thicknesses. I think mine is medium. And I just took a palette knife and the stencils and smeared the modeling paste over the stencil and tried to keep it a relatively even thickness, and then removed the stencil from the wooden panel. And this left me with various patterns, and I was just kind of experimenting with a couple of different ones here, trying to see which one I liked best and how the stencils actually worked with the modeling paste. I may go on and make some stencils of my own and do a larger piece based on this idea, but I thought this would be a nice, calming thing to do, play around with this week. And so I found it very interesting. Some of the stencils were more, smaller indentations in each, like the one I'm doing here right now is all circles in a kind of radial pattern. One of them is a spiral of circles. One of them is kind of radiating out in little diamonds, and then the other two have bigger pieces. All in all, I think I kind of like the ones that are made up of smaller things better, which is useful to know for future reference. I let the modeling paste set overnight, dry overnight, and then I tried to do a kind of a pastel pour. I made up a lavender and a rose, which are diluted in a fair amount of white, so they're fairly pastel. And then I used a brighter blue, but I used a lot less of it. That was not diluted anywhere near as much with white, so I thought it would, stand out, make some nice veins pop through the other colors. And what I found very interesting, among other things, was just how much this blue took over, and you can already see it here. There's a lot less of this bright blue than there are of the pastels that I made up, but even so, the blue is very much the predominant color. And in the end, the pastel backgrounds, the lavender and the rose in the backgrounds, really tend to read almost as white. So that was very interesting. It's always interesting to see how the colors eventually interact. They often do things you don't expect them to do. So I did my pour, I tilted it, and got this pattern of kind of veins of blue throughout with the paler colors behind them. And right after the pour, the paint was thick enough that I couldn't really see my textures. But as it dried, it took a day or two, a couple of days to dry. As it dried, the paint, of course, kind of tightens up and thins. The thickness of it narrows as it dries, and the textures started coming through. So that was a lot of fun and very interesting to do. I hope you find this interesting. I am definitely thinking about doing some larger projects with this idea behind it. Not quite sure what I'll do yet, but here are some close-ups of the various stencils and how they looked after it dried. And yeah, this was a nice little piece to do this week. So as always, thank you so much for coming and visiting my channel. Please take care of yourselves. Please take care of each other. And let me know in the comments below what you think of this idea. Like and subscribe to my channel. And thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.